2004 Ford Focus, replacing the diverter check valve for the exhaust. It's secondary here. And replacing the tubing. The tubing on the EGR solenoid busted right here. There's a tubing here that goes to the EGR. It's busted. It sends vacuum to that exhaust check valve to open it up. Okay, so it's busted. I discovered that today. It's busted. So you get from AutoZone, that's the part number right there. It's a hard tubing. Okay, it's right there. It's part number. And then the majority of tubing on this Ford Focus, vacuum tubing, is 532. Okay, wiper fluid tubing. Okay, wiper fluid tubing. All right, 532. So yeah, if you ever need it, it's 532. They sell it by the foot. Okay, sell it by foot. I got 36 inches. All right, 532. You use for your vacuum. Because the majority of tubing on this Ford Focus is 532. Okay, 532. All right, and it's good for your vacuum hose and your windshield washer tubing. Okay. $532. This Ford Focus has a lot of vacuum tubing, so always check your vacuum tubing for leaks and breaks and replace it. Get from AutoZone, Advanced Auto O'Reilly's, 532. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect this check valve. I'm gonna disconnect the tubing. This is the vacuum tubing. Alright, it's broken. Okay, it's broken. Alright, this is what sends vacuum to that exhaust circulation valve, check valve, to open it up. This end is broken. So you just pull it out and reuse the fitting. Insert a new tubing and reuse the fitting. Alright, this is a hard tubing. This is right here. Okay, so I'm gonna insert this into this. Okay, I'm reusing the fitting. This is a rubber, like rubbers, you know. This guy have a lot of rubbers in it, always breaking. Alright, so I'm reusing the rubber, put in a new tubing, and there's the part number there. Alright, it's hard. Okay. Use a 10 millimeter. Uses a 10 millimeter. I'm gonna get a wrench to back it up. I don't want it to break. disconnect this vacuum hose off of the intake. That'll be out of the way. So when you do that, you just pull this tab back like that. Just push this tab in. This off of your intake hose. That comes right out. Alright, this is over here intake hose, comes right out. Put it aside. So you got space to work. Use this crescent wrench as a backup to hold that bracket so I could get those two bolts loose. I never took this apart as the first time, so it's tight. It's factory tight. Okay, I'm gonna hold the bracket. I'm gonna break it just like that. Just like that. I'm gonna break the other one too. You got two 10mm bolts that holds that check valve on there. You get this check valve on Amazon. Alright. It's the part number here. I'm doing this part of maintenance. The part number there is that 162121. I got it from Amazon. I'm gonna move this vacuum hose out of the way for the brakes. Okay? So what I gotta do, get yourself a flathead screwdriver. Push down on it. Come right out. You push down on that red tab in there, it comes right out. It's your vacuum hose tube. Alright, that's for your brakes. And I'm gonna test this EGR solenoid and make sure it's working. I'm gonna put 12 DC volts there. Make sure it's working. So that solenoid valve opens up that port to let vacuum onto this check valve here. Okay, the tube. Alright. So that's the 5/16. I take that loose. Take this exhaust hose loose right here. That's a 5/16 nut drive. It's 5/16 nut driver. 5/16 nut driver. See, this 40s is a lot of vacuum tubing, man. Just when they first designed this vehicle, they use a lot of vacuum tubing, man. You got a leak, you check everything. Everything you check, man. Got a lot of hoses, man. A lot of hoses. Let the hose. You like hoses? Ford Focus. Like hose. And it's tight. It's tight in the hole. And it's tight, man. I might have removed this bracket. Might have to, might not. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to remove this bracket to get that check valve out. Easy way. Alright. So it uses a 8mm. 8mm. I cut my finger taking that connector off, man. It's sharp. It's sharp. Cut my finger, man. Ford makes stuff hard, man. And when I mean hard, make it difficult, man. See, this uses an 8mm. This bracket that holds it on, holds the EGR solenoid. Actually, I'm wrong. It might be normally either 10 or 8. Man, what size is that? They're always changing up the size, man. They go from standard to metric. That's not even my 8. Man. I don't know what side that is. Oh, that looks like a 7. I'm not sure. Look like a 7. If it's not a 7, I don't know what it is. It's not a 7 either. Is it a 5/16? Nope. So it's a 7mm. The one I had before was an 8. So I couldn't see it. It's a 7mm to remove that bracket with an extension. I'm using 1/4 inch, all 1/4 inch, 6-point deep socket. So you have 2 bolts holding this bracket down. 2. So you have to remove the bracket to get that check valve out. That's how Ford is, man. Always different size. Everything is something is different size. Can't stick to one size. Like you work on a Honda, a Nissan, and Toyota, all 10mm bolts. All 10. But they gotta go 7, 8, 5/16. Can't stick to one side. That's why they don't make 4-focus no more. I guess it didn't use the head when it was designing it. It did not use the head. And I cut my hand on this really bad, man. So it's easier to take this bracket out. Alright. This is the bracket. It holds the EGR solenoid. This is what sends signal to that check valve to open it up. Alright. Sends signal 12 DC to open that port up, to let air into this port so you can open up this check valve. This is the check valve, secondary here. You got 12 DC volts going in there. So it send 12 DC volts, open up this port. This is where your vacuum air comes in. And this bottom one, send it to the top of this check valve. But I'm gonna check this this solenoid and make sure it works. It look like it's not working. But I'm gonna put 12 DC volts to it. Check it. So while you do that, you put one side to your negative of the battery. I use these alligator clips you get from Harbor Freight. Alright, and put one end to the positive side. See if it opens. When you put these alligator clips, you don't want them to touch. Okay, you want it to be separated. Alright. So I'm gonna touch the positive side and see if this thing click. Hear it? It works. Hear it? Opens, close. Open, close. Alright. So I'm gonna put vacuum air to it and make sure air is coming out. You can see you can get this pump from Harbor Freight. It's right there. You buy it online, and if you don't have it a local store, you can buy it online. Alright. I'm gonna put vacuum to it and make sure it works. Alright, so this is in, okay? So when I push down, it should create a vacuum to open that EGR solenoid valve up. So I'm gonna put on the top, okay? All this coming in the Harbor Freight utility kit for the pump, alright? Now if I push down on it, I should not get no air because there's not 12 DC volt present. What? Yeah, but I have an accident here in a minute. I got so much stuff on the car, man. That I'm trying to do a test. And alright, so I'm gonna put. Man, why do the wires mingle up like that? That's how vacuum tubing is, man. It's like spaghetti, man. It's like spaghetti. So I got 12 volts, DC volts going to it. If I touch one side of the battery, the positive side, I'm gonna open it up. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put 12 DC direct to it. Because I'm verifying the EGR solenoid valve is working for the exhaust. Okay, so I'm up. Alright, just made. Okay, just made it. So when it's open, okay. Alright, so when I put air to it, it's sucking. Okay? So in, when you push down, it sucks. Okay, so I put it on my tongue and it sucks. Okay, it's put as a vacuum. See, that's how you verify electronic solenoid the electronic solenoid valve work for your EGR. Okay, like I say, I got 12 DC volts going to it. I run it off of the battery, so right now it's opening. So it's sending signal to this check valve to open it. Okay, now if I hook it up to the valve, you're gonna hear it open the valve, the check valve. Hopefully I don't short nothing out. Why did it came out? So I'm gonna put vacuum air to the new check valve. Okay. I'm gonna hook the tubing up and I'll put it to the check valve. Right now I got 24 volts, 12 DC volts going to it, direct current. So I'm gonna hook it to the top of the check valve. I'm gonna send vacuum air to it and open it out. You're gonna hear it make noise when it'll open up. Alright? So the way all this work is air comes up and exhaust out here. Air comes up and exhaust out. So you're gonna hear it. I'm gonna pump air to it. Hear that? It's open up. Okay? It's open. I'm gonna take the air off. Yeah, just close back. That's how you verify the EGR solenoid is working. I give it 12 DC volts to open it up so you can let air into the check valve. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and install this. That's how you check it. None is hard, everything is basically simple. Just a little common sense and you can figure stuff out. Alright, so I'm gonna take this one out. Alright. This is a reusable clip that holds this hose. You should be able to open it up and reuse it. Just like that. And reuse it. Oh. It's trying to be difficult, man. This is supposed to pop right out. But it's going to be difficult. It wants to be difficult. Come on. So you move it, man. You need to fly head. Swing this out like that. And there's the old one. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and install this new check valve. Okay? The exact fit. Okay? Alright, later.